The world was quickly swept by Arcane, and we were no different. In addition to it being a masterful series, it impressed with an immaculate soundtrack, which has been recognized by many. Inspired by the depth of emotion and the beautiful and mostly dark soundscapes, we wanted to create our own Arcane-style song, Eye of the Dragon.
Look in the eye of the dragon.
Concept-wise, we wanted to create a new character which would fit a fantasy world such as Arcane's. Inspired by Jinx's underdog story, Eye of the Dragon depicts the story of a girl who has the power of the dragons. However, that has made her an outcast amongst her peers growing up. The song slowly develops her journey against society's mockery and embracing her dragon powers for good. This is supported in both the instrumental and the top line.
When it comes to the Arcane soundtrack as a whole, there's many different genres that are represented that we can't really all cover within a single video or song. So for our song specifically, we mainly reference snakes as well as playgrounds when it comes to the choice of the instruments that we used, as well as our general vibe of our song.
Generally speaking, Arcane tracks do have one major similarity despite the various forms that they come in. The production always serves to enhance the general concept and the story behind the song, and thus to give a sense of depth and definition. They're often dark and atmospheric in sound and mood, and sometimes, such as in Playground, Snakes, and Misfit Toys, they feature more aggressive elements such as hard-hitting bass and distorted guitars.
Since our song is about a dragon girl, and dragons are often associated with cinematic and epic sounding instruments, we also try to incorporate that in the production using strings as well as other orchestral elements to support that image.
As our character is also very secretive, we used a bunch of elements to create atmosphere and a general mysterious vibe.
Throughout the song, we used an arpeggio in the background.
Furthermore, we created a snake and reverse speaking effect that you can hear in the intro and the pre-chorus of the song. It hints to the ongoing internal conflict within the character. Similarly to Snakes, we incorporated drum and bass elements within the pre-chorus to build up the energy for the chorus.
When it comes to the chorus, we wanted to subvert the expectations and kind of drop into a more less high energy section as you would expect, but a section that still carries a mood of epicness, just to then pick up the energy again with the drum and bass elements coming in, the distorted guitar in the B chorus, so that we kind of represent first the human side and then the aggressive dragon side of the girl musically as well.
If you listen to Playground, you can also hear a lot of tonal and metallic sounding percussion in the background. We used similar elements in the B chorus and the second verse, but in our case they're playing a melody.
Other than that, in order to increase the groove of the entire chorus, we added some beatboxing that you can barely hear, which is actually just me literally recording beatboxing, but which really makes the entire chorus move and groove much more nicely. Within the second verse, we wanted to decrease the energy as much as possible from the chorus without really killing the vibe of the track. And to achieve that, we kind of filtered out all of the elements of the production, which means we took away a lot of the high frequencies of the production, making them sound like they're underwater. We also added a very static, rhythmic, metallic percussion element in the background, as well as some reversed choirs that are just really there to enhance the atmosphere of this section further.
In order to further enhance the dragon theme, we added fire sounds, fireball effects, and the dragon roar.
At the end of the track, in the final chorus, we wanted to surprise the listener a little bit, so we temporarily filtered out the entire song at an unexpected beat, just to then bring it back again and make it hit really hard again in the final chorus, just for that last boost of energy.
The lyrics depict the story of the dragon girl, with the first verse setting up the backstory of the mockery she endured growing up and her desire to be ordinary instead. As it is a two-part verse, we wanted to have a contrast in the melody as well. The A verse has a relatively simple and repetitive melody, while the B verse incorporates a monotonic but more rhythmic low melody. The B verse has a call and response structure, with the response parts, which symbolize the dragon powers beckoning our protagonist, being more in the background.
Always in the corner, blending with the crowd, hiding from the daggers ordinary. Mocking, pointing fingers, this is how I saw. Wish I could erase it all. Dragon girl, they called me while igniting on the spine, on the pain alive. Flames longing for you. Didn't even know the fire started kindling, burning up inside.
For the background vocals, we used the classic radio effect, just to make them feel like they're in a different space than the main vocal and to push them back within the mix.
Start your blaze inside.
The second verse extends the idea from those responses both lyrically and sonically by keeping it melodic and airy.
A whisper beckons like a call. A voice I hear through the noise. A wish fulfilled itself when
The pre-chorus repeats the lyrics twice, for the most part, with the first half being whispered to symbolize the dragon taunting our protagonist, and the second half featuring stronger vocals showing she is finally embracing those powers.
I can turn the rose into right, like a phoenix I shall rise. When you cross me, it's outside.
To enhance the ghostly and whispery sound in the vocals in the first half of the pre-chorus, we utilized some deep pitch down doubles for the vocal in combination with some distortion to make it sound even more aggressive and to support the main vocal in the middle.
You can turn the wrongs to the right, like a phoenix you shall rise. When they cross it's outside your famous this is so bright.
The bridge sort of wraps up the whole story. As an Arcane track without spoken word on top of a minimalistic instrumental would fit the cinematic vibe quite well.
We used some pitch down doubles to enhance the dragon theme and to emphasize certain words in the bridge.
Dragon girl who would set things ablaze with her tears. No more. I accept myself for who I am, and I will nurture the fire that lives within. If you have a problem with that, I challenge you.
Finally, the chorus shows our protagonist fully embracing her powers and not being afraid to use them. The A chorus is more verbose than the B chorus, and it symbolizes her human side. It incorporates a call and response, with the call being the song title and aiming to be one of the catchier parts of the top line. The response is slightly more varied.
In the eye of the dragon, come feel the flame. Eye of the dragon, let's play a game.
fill out the space as well as to kind of musically foreshadow the girl utilizing her dragon powers, we also used some pitch down delays on the A chorus. So instead of it being a normal echo style delay, we actually pitch down delay, so it kind of sounds like a dragon.
Look in the eye of the dragon, eye of the dragon.
The B chorus is long-held notes, a lot more akin to ad-libs, and they symbolize the dragon flying graciously in the skies. Then the title of the song comes in right at the end again.
Eye of the dragon. Look in the eye of the dragon.